thought I would tell them more about my personal experience with Kiwanis. So when I joined Kiwanis a few years back, I expected to join a group that was about service. I expected to do community service projects. I expected to feel a little warm and fuzzy inside, and I expected to help and better my community. Those are all things that, when we think about Kiwanis, if you know even just a teensy-weensy bits about what Kiwanis is, you expect. But what I didn't expect is to gain family and to gain friends through the process. I come from a pretty decent-sized family, and some would even consider it a rather large family. But when I look in this room this evening, I could count on one hand the number of family members that I have in the room. And when I think about that, I think these are the handful of family members that when I need something, these are the only people I can rely on, with the one exception of a family member who lives out of state. These are the only family members that I know I can pick up a phone and call, with the exception of my Kiwanis family. I've had an extremely rough year. I've had a lot of issues that have happened. For those that don't know, I had a pregnancy with a lot of complications. I've had a lot of medical problems that have happened. And the family that supported me was these handful of family members I have sitting here, and my Kiwanis family who hugged and supported me along the entire way. I didn't expect to have that when I joined Kiwanis. And it's not just my DWK family that I expected to get that, that I have gotten that from. For example, when we started planning this dinner dance, that is a personal thing to me. This dance means a lot to me as a fundraising project, not only as a way to raise funds for this club, but just as a project in general that started a few years back when I was a member of a different club. When I started organizing it and sending out invites for tonight, I was overly impressed with the fact that the first RSVPs I received back were not even from DWK themselves. It was from the Melvindale Kiwanis Club. I received an RSVP back for 10 members from the Melvindale Kiwanis Club. And what's even more impressive about that, for those that don't know in this room, is that the Melvindale Kiwanis Club is not even in my division. For those that aren't in the Kiwanis family, divisions are divided up by clubs in your area. And in my area, we are Division 5. Those are the clubs immediately surrounding us. I'm Division 5. The Melvindale Club sits in Division 4, so they're outside my area. They were the first club, the first of anyone, my family, my friends, the clubs in the people in my own club, people in my own division. Yet Melvindale Kiwanis was the very first people to respond to anything, to buy tickets, to turn in their money, and RSVP'd with 10 people. So they showed support before anyone else, and they replied with 10. That's incredible. It goes to show the amount of support that you can get in so many different levels when you join this kind of a family. When you join this kind of a family, you get emotional support, you get a family, you get friends, you get those warm, fuzzy feelings when you go out there. You see the look on those kids' faces. You get those funny moments. This morning we were partnering with the Brownstown Township Easter Egg Hunt. They had 2 Easter bunnies out there, which we were a sponsor of one, and there was another one that was a little more sickly looking than ours. And it wasn't well publicized that there was 2 Easter bunnies on the property. And a little kid was running around, and he ran right past me, looked at his mom and said, "Hey, why'd I have to take a picture with the ugly Easter bunny?" So you get those moments that are pretty funny and exciting, and you get the sad moments where you see the kids crying in the hospital, and then you remember that Kiwanis supports those children's hospitals. We help give those moments where those kids get to celebrate a birthday even though they have cancer. They get to have their parents and their brothers and their sisters sitting by their sides while they're still in there having their birthdays. You get to have, while you're going through a personal issue, you get to have a fellow Kiwanian giving you a phone call to say, "Hey, we love you, we're here to support you." You get to have Kiwanians from another club in your own division reaching out and sending you a card and saying, "We're thinking of you." We have that strength and support system. We have all those wonderful moments to guide you, to support you. We get so much more than I ever bargained for. And if you're not a Kiwanian yet, I strongly encourage you to reach out to those members in this room that are and ask how you can get involved. Even if you can't give the time and devotion that you think you have to right now, I promise you there's ways you can still get involved, and I encourage you to do that. So today, don't wait. Ask today how you can get involved.